Hey guys, Poppy here, Hector Castillo from girlschase.com. Today I want to talk about why it's bullshit when people say you can't have sex on the first night. Now before we get started, you got to get to the point where you actually can get her on a date and possibly considering sex on the first date, even if society tells you you can't or not to. And so to help you do that, we have a free 7-day mini course that you can sign up right here with, or it's in the description also, and it'll teach you how to recognize signs of interest, how to approach a girl anywhere, anytime, and how to develop real confidence with women. And it's free, 7 days, goes to your email, so just sign up right there. Okay, so why do people say you can't have sex on the first date? So there's two different ways that's expressed, and then there's of course men saying it and women saying it. So you have the one where women say, no, we're not having sex on the first date, as a some sort of, this is my rule. And I know this is absolute bullshit, because not only have I defied that, I've also heard of many other guys defying it as well, where a girl says, oh, we can't do this on the first date or this on the first date, even if it's just kissing, like, oh, I didn't even kiss on the first date, and then you kiss her, and it's like, okay, you say one thing and then you do another thing. Or a girl says, we're not gonna have sex on the first date, and then I ask her something like, have you ever? And she's like, well, yeah, but not anymore. It's like, okay, so it's not a rule you've always had, it's just a rule you have now. And what that is, it's, girls go through different periods in their life. They're not like a video game where it's always the set same level, right? It's always changing, the landscape's changing depending on her environment, her reputation, her happiness, her experiences, how old she is, whatever it is. Because maybe when she was 20, 21, she was more open to that, but then now she's older, and so she's a little bit more hesitant to give out so quickly because she's maybe had some bad experiences where she did give out and then the guy didn't call back. And that's mainly that's the whole reason behind saying wait X amount of time until Y result, right? Until sex happens. And it's to say, to get investment from the guy to make sure for sure that he's gonna stick around. And it shows that she's worth the wait. It makes her feel good. That's the basis. It's self-esteem and it's mating strategy. So the reason why women would say that is because of bad experiences or because she's testing you. And maybe conscious, maybe subconscious, but she wants to put a joking barrier, kind of, to put it one way, and to see if you can hop over it and you'll get stumbled by it. So she says, no sex on the first date, and you go, and you don't know how to respond, or you go, oh yeah, of course, that would be bad. Then she's like, okay, this guy's not a man. He's not willing to stand up and say, no, what's the problem with that? What's wrong with, you don't want to be serious about it, but then you don't want to accept it either. But we're not going to go into too much how to get over it, but I just want to explain the mentality behind it. So that's why a woman might say no sex on the first date as a challenge. And then there's when women say it in general, that you shouldn't have sex on the first date. The first date? I don't know what accent that was. But they say it in general as if there's something wrong with it. Like girls shouldn't have sex on the first date. And again, the reasoning is that it's a sexual strategy to make sure that women can get investment and to not be seen as sluts or feel like sluts. Because it's not just a reputation thing, it's a self-esteem thing where she doesn't want to seem like she was easy. But there are guys out there that she's willing to do it with, right? So let's say to you, she's on a date with you and you're just, she finds you attractive enough to go on a date with, but it's not anything extraordinary. And then her favorite celebrity comes along and he's like, hey, what's up, girl? And she's like, hi. It's like, hey, you wanna hang out? Yeah, sure. Boom, boom. 5 minutes later, they're fucking, right? So it's an obvious contradiction. You could say that to any girl and say, okay, your favorite crush, favorite celebrity crush, or a guy you've had a crush on, doesn't need to be a celebrity, because I know that's an extreme example, but someone she really, really likes, and she's gonna say, yeah, I might break the rule for him. So when women say things, they're not set in stone. Women speak mostly in context. Depending on who's listening, for one guy, she'll say, yeah, no, I never have sex on the first date. And then for another guy, she'll say, if it's the right guy. And they're not lying, really, because in their mind, they're saying things with implicit context underlying it. So the one guy, she says, no, of course not. I wouldn't do that on the first date. It's because of the way she knows he is or the way she feels he is. He might judge her, or that the implicit question of would you have sex on the first date is would you have sex on the first date with him? And so she's gonna say no. But then another guy, situation, environment, context, she's asked the same question, and then she sees the guy and she says, yeah, maybe, I'd be down. So women speak in context and they think in context, so don't take what they say as set in stone. And most of the reasoning behind saying don't have sex on the first date is because of self-esteem or as a sexual strategy to get investment before giving up the goodies. Now, the other camp that might say no sex on the first date is men. And this is the most devious camp of this mentality of all because it's self-deception. The women, I just explained, aren't really believing what they say. They're just saying it depending on context. But the guy, he's been trained to think that's how women really think. So maybe he thinks that he doesn't know that women are sexual creatures, that they're sexual beings, and that they like it a lot, even more than men. And so because he believes that, he thinks that, oh, a connection needs to be built up and you need to go on dates or get a relationship, whatever mentality he has, he's gonna have that belief based on his experiences. And even guys who have a lot of experience with girls, they still put girls into camps, like, oh, the girl you fuck on first date's a slut, and the girl that you wait a few dates with, oh, she's a good girl. But that girl would have sex on the first date or even the second date. What the mentality of the first date thing is it's quickly, right? So if you have a date Wednesday and a date Thursday, it's 2 dates technically, but it's really fast. And that's what people are getting at, is don't have sex quickly. But that's the antithesis of how romance should work. First of all, true love can't be grown if sex is not there. We are intellectual beings, but the sex part is mostly physical. And it's based on our lust for each other, whether it's pheromones or some sort of subconscious social status reader to see who's worth mating with. There's a lot of different factors, but the primal nature of sex cannot be ignored. And so what we call love is usually just eros, which is the Greek term for romantic love and connection, and even attachment and obsession in its extreme forms. So you may be led to believe, or you may have even deceived yourself into thinking that you need to wait a long time to build a connection for sex. That's simply not true. My experience has totally blown that to smithereens. There's no way I could go back to seeing it otherwise because of me seeing a girl who is super high value. That might be another thing, is guys think, okay, this girl will do it, but a girl of this value, maybe of conservatism, like how conservative she is, and of hotness. So he's like, oh, if she's a really conservative girl who's super hot, she won't have sex on the first date. Not true. Absolutely not true. I've seen it disproven, and I've seen other guys tell me tons of stories where a conservative girl is giving it up on the first date because he's the right guy at the right time and he does it in the right way. So don't fall for it in any situation, whether a girl's telling you this, a guy's telling you this, or society is telling you this, because their motivations, while they're different, are all keeping you from having a very happy and successful sex life where you can meet women, go on a date, and have sex with them very quickly, and then develop that into a fun and passionate relationship, because the cornerstone of all romantic and sexual relationships is sex. And so you should be having sex, lots of it, and as quickly as possible, because you like it and girls like it even more than you. Okay, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to sign up for the free 7-day mini course. I think I'll pop it up here again. And it's also in the description. Sign up. Also follow me on social media. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you soon.